This video is brought to you by Pitaka. Today, I am super excited to be unboxing the brand new iPhone 14 Pro Max in space black. This year, the iPhone 14 Pro and 14 Pro Max introduced the Dynamic Island, which is a new way to interact with your phone, as well as an always-on display and a range of camera and new safety features. The 14 Pro and the 14 Pro Max provide the biggest upgrades to the iPhone line, and the 14 Pro Max is the best of what Apple has to offer. As always, I will leave all the purchase links down in the description. Also, I will be giving away this brand new iPhone 14. If you guys want a chance to win, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave a comment about your favorite feature of any of the new iPhones from this year. Then follow me on Instagram at Dion Schuddeboom, where I will announce the winner on October 16th. Alright guys, here we go. I am super excited. So the new 14 Pro Max comes in at $1,099 or £1,199. So same price in the US, but a little bit more expensive here in the UK. Let's go ahead and lift up the box there, and there we go. Wow, so here is that space black color. It's actually a new color that Apple have added specifically for the 14 Pros. Let's go ahead and lift it up here from the bottom on that pull tab. And wow, that's still very cool to the touch. This was literally just delivered minutes ago. And for this phone, I decided to go for the 256GB version, as I plan to use this as my main phone. Now this is really exciting, as for me, this is going to be my first time using a Pro Max phone, as I've always used the smaller regular size. In this case here, I have the 14, which I've been using for the past couple of weeks as my main phone. I've also done a full review on this, which I will leave linked in the description, but I'm really excited to go ahead and upgrade to the brand new iPhone 14 Pro Max. And there we go guys, the sticker has officially been peeled off, and already I can see that Dynamic Island looking a little bit different than the normal notch. I cannot wait to check that out further. And then here on the sides, of course, we have that surgical grade stainless steel, which I can already tell is going to be a real fingerprint magnet. But then the matte glass on the back looks so good. Again, much better with fingerprints. It has a really nice soft feel to the touch. And I really wish every iPhone had this, because it just looks so good, especially in this really dark color. See, if I bring it into the light, the sort of dark gray undertones come out, and then in the dark it goes, and it's just pure black. We also have a massive camera bump here on the back. Just for comparison, we have the 14 compared to that. You can see it also sticks out a lot more on the sides. Be sure to do some more thorough comparisons as we go. But anyway, let's go ahead and put this off to the side for a second and see what else we get included. So here we have the usual, designed by Apple in California. And because I'm in the UK, I do still have a SIM card slot on my phone. If you're in the US, you will no longer find this, as it will be only supported by eSIM. Then we have your warranty information, and of course, a single Apple sticker. Would have been cool to have a space black Apple sticker with this phone. And then finally, we have the usual Lightning to USB-C cable. Would have loved to see this be braided, like for example, what we got with the Apple Watch Ultra. I think braided cables are really nice because they last longer, which is better for the environment. And you have to buy less cables, which is better for your wallet too. So let's go ahead and boot this up. We're gonna press and hold the side button here and bring that big 6.7-inch display to life. That is, of course, also Pro Motion. We now get 2000 nits of brightness, so this is the highest brightness in any smartphone. And then here we go, guys. Hello on the display. It comes to life. Now, covering the display, we do have ceramic shield, which is quite crack resistant, but does scratch really easily. So my suggestion is to use a screen protector from day one. I'll be sure to leave my recommended iPhone screen protector in the description. And here we go. So on the top here, I can see that Dynamic Island, which is really something different, but looks really sharp. I also noticed the slightly thinner bezels going along the sides, which especially on this big display really make a difference. And holding the phone in the hand, it is big, but it's not overly big. Like, it's actually more bearable than I thought. This is of course based on my first impressions, and of course at the moment I'm not using a case yet, which will make it a little bit more bulky. But so far, I'd say we're off to a good start. It feels good. I can immediately see the 120 Hertz just as I'm scrolling through this list. It is something you immediately notice. I have it on my M1 Pro, MacBook Pro, and I do notice a difference going from that to, say, my iPhone 14, which doesn't have it. So it'll be nice to now have it on both displays. And then inside the new 14 Pro Max, we get the brand new A16 Bionic chip. Now this is the fastest chip in any smartphone, and this will not only perform really well today, but also for the next 3, 4, 5+ years to come. And this year, actually, you will only get this new chip if you go for one of the Pro lines, where if you go for the standard 14, you'll have the same A15 Bionic from last year. Before we talk about the most exciting features coming to the new 14 Pro Max and also talk about whether it is worth upgrading, it is super essential to protect your new and expensive iPhone. And this is where the MagEase Case 3 and MagEase Case 3 Pro from Pitaka come in. Both of these cases are available for all current iPhone 14 models, and the MagEase Case 3 is the world's thinnest MagSafe compatible case and fits the brand new iPhone 14 Pro Max like a glove. Just gonna go and slide that on, and then that satisfyingly snaps into place. Pitaka's cases are made of aramid fiber. Not only does this look stunning, it also adds some grip to your phone through this fine aramid fiber texture weave. And this is what allows the case to be thin, light, as well as durable. And then there's the MagEase Case Pro 3, and this is for those looking for some serious protection. Crafted from aramid fiber and also TPU 3D injection molding labeling, creating for multiple layers. It even has air pockets along the sides for added impact protection, and also has raised edges by the camera and around the display. These are two fantastic cases, each with their own unique use case, no pun intended. To learn more about these cases, as well as Pitaka's broad range of other great accessories that all combine to work together, be sure to click the links in the description. A big thank you to Pitaka for supporting the channel. Now back to the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Alright guys, so I'm currently transferring my data from my iPhone 14 to the 14 Pro Max, and while that transfers, let me talk you through some of the best new features that come with the iPhone 14 Pro, and more specifically, the Pro Max. Now, the first is the Dynamic Island, and that refers to this new pill-shaped cutout that you see on the top of the display. This effectively replaces the Face ID cutout that we had on previous iPhones. Now, aside from the admittedly pretty silly sounding name, this does look to be a pretty cool feature. Now, of course, I haven't had a chance to use this yet, but this new Dynamic Island allows you to interact with apps, notifications, and other tasks in a very seamless way and in a new way, almost being like a secondary mini display in the main display. Now, based on the marketing materials and how Apple showed this off in their event, this does look pretty cool. So I'm really curious to start using this to see if it's really a feature or more of a gimmick. And of course, this is something that I'll be touching on in more detail in my full review after I've really had some chance to use it and of course test the phone as a whole. But right away, I am really curious to check this out, as this turns something that most people don't really like about the iPhone, that being the notch cutout cutting into the content on your display, into something that is potentially really useful and something that you may even want to have. I think only Apple can do this, seamlessly turn a hardware feature and combine it with software to potentially make something pretty cool. And then the second big upgrade that the 14 Pro lines get have to do with the cameras. So for the first time, we now get a 48 megapixel main camera sensor. Now, instead of producing 48 megapixel photos, which would be very large in file size, it actually uses 4 times bigger pixels to produce improved 12 megapixel photos. And this should show significant improvements in detail and especially in low light performance. In fact, all lenses, also the telephoto and the ultra wide lens, get improvements in sharpness as well as up to 2 times better performance in night mode. And then when it comes to video, the iPhone 14 Pro Max is of course the best of the best when it comes to smartphone video, not just in the iPhone, but as the smartphone industry as a whole. And we now get action mode. So this has also been seen on the iPhone 14, which is going to add that next level stabilization. And you can now shoot in 24 FPS for that true cinema look. So with all of that said, the 14 Pro Max brings a lot to the table, and it should. This is one expensive phone. But let's talk about whether it is worth upgrading. Now, if you are on the 13 Pro, I would honestly say right away that it is not worth upgrading to the iPhone 14 Pro. Yes, the new features are nice, but the 13 Pro will still last for a good couple of years before you should even have to think about upgrading. Now, alternatively, if you are on one of the older model Pros, say the 11 Pro, even the 12 Pro, or maybe a 10 or an 8 Plus, looking to get your first Max phone, this would be an incredible upgrade. Alright guys, I can't wait to start using the brand new iPhone 14 Pro Max as my new daily phone. Be sure to let me know in the comments if you have any questions about this phone or if there's any comparisons you'd like me to do. I will also be comparing the 14 Pro Max to the upcoming iPhone 14 Plus that's coming just next week. Thank you so much for watching guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to see more content like this and also enter my iPhone 14 giveaway. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.